How do people do that? What do they go to? What do we have to type in on?
This is live stream.
Live, but you can go to YouTube to watch
Our video gets uploaded sometimes.
Okay, into your close.
If you go to the township website,
Yeah.
they have a link to the audio was
Yeah, I'm top. I grew up in northern New Jersey.
Indian River Flows.
Indian.
I'm proud too.
Just because I know.
There was a guy who was working on a dock next door to mine.
So the audio is on last year audio is because
Oh, yeah.
Jessica, we have so I thought it would be
Thank you.
So these people that are, you mean, and there's no sign of it, there's idiots. Then why did I do it? I just don't get it. What's what I read? Well, I'm glad you're all here, and all that. Oh my gosh. I was gonna say the Lord was definitely on your side. I'm just saying you were all.
And I didn't raise my cat either.
Well, that's well, so, but you had some, you have to redo some of the inside, I assume.
So in the closet,
Right, the closet.
the shelving units and stuff, we
And you're so lucky that you had two people there with you.
So my day in, so you're on 8 acres down the road. And he sold it because he's getting rid of his house, so he sold his electrical company.
Right.
And he sold that to and came back to the cat. So this is his first year back to the cat.
Oh, wow.
It's just been there.
Right.
And
What is your name? What is your name? Okay, I was thinking he was a whole lot older, because I met him a long time ago when he was running. And I thought he was, I was thinking he was, yeah, that's just in my mind. I don't know. Okay. Yeah. Dan was there.
Dan was there, and Dan's 60, but fortunately he had these huge other drugs and he was on his floor, and he literally reached over the floor and he turned that glass off.
I wondered how you got, that's why I didn't
And
understand.
the dog's good, but it's not wondering. Unfortunately, we just got friends of the
Was I mean, and that's the other thing you were like, if you had snow to go there. Why did he still have that long doorbell? Oh, so he was looking up at the.
All right, let's call the meeting back to order, please. It's 8:45. We're a little bit behind schedule. I appreciate that little break for us to use the restroom. Yep. All right, fireworks, Jonathan.
All right, fireworks.
Is it working? No, maybe.
So it's unfortunate, very unfortunate to say, Great Lakes fireworks does not have the July 3rd date available that we originally set. And by no means was it any lack of communication on Trudy's part. There's emails dating, I think, back to middle of August, trying to get on the schedule through Great Lakes, and they just weren't very scheduled ready at that time. So with that being said, Morgan Ayers with Great Lakes Fireworks states the only date they have slotted is July 5th. It's a Sunday, which To me, like I said, it's very unfortunate. It would have been awesome to have a 4th of July display for the 250th annual celebration on a Friday and continue everything out through the weekend. So I did talk with, like I said, Morgan. I did have a tentative, or pencils in tentatively upon board approval for the July 5th date. I did reach out to a vendor that she had recommended, a Wolverine firework company. They're based out of, what's that? Yes, thank you. Submitted a request for some information, quote wise, early last week, and have yet to hear back from them. I provided an email and a phone number for contact. So I think unfortunate that we go with the July 5th date.
Okay, I know you're on the committee, the 250th celebration committee. Will that work into the grand scheme of things?
We haven't met as far as that committee goes yet. Just kind of waiting on the word from Pat, but I'm sure it's going to incorporate, so.
Okay. All right, well, so, sure.
So on the 5th, then, see, our problem is with the fire department stuff is getting the guys home at a decent hour. It's usually about 2 o'clock in the morning. They gotta go work and stand around 6.
Understandable.
Voice saying, nah, I don't know if it's worth just waiting until the following weekend totally. Because have a weekend where the board are there and stuff like that. Just a suggestion.
Yeah.
Well,
There'd be a lot more fireworks for Delaware if they did that.
possibly, yeah.
I mean, it's just the 4th, you know, and our target date of the 3rd. I guess what's the difference of the 5th would be after 11th or whatever. Just throwing it
What about the second?
out there. It's a lot easier on us because like I said, we get done about 2 in the morning and then those guys gotta turn around, we gotta put everything back and get the trucks back in order, so.
Well, and Chief Temple is brought to our attention in the past, when we work Fridays and Sundays, we've got overtime. Would the 2nd be any better for your crew?
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna say
Thursday?
Thursday. I mean, we'll come up with a group of guys that'll do it.
Yeah.
Okay, it's just, you know, if you get into Sunday night, like I said, it'll be pretty late for you guys to get back to work on Monday morning.
No, you trust me that.
Just throw it out there.
But it definitely crossed my mind. I have to be up at 4 a.m. to get ready for work too, so.
So it's like,
Well, so we've got 3 potential dates, Thursday the 2nd, Sunday the 5th, or is that Friday the 10th? Is the following week the 10th?
Saturday the 11th, if we're gonna do it.
Well, yeah, there you go.
We'll do Saturday where you get the voters and
Yeah,
you know, there's people are here, you know, a lot of people will take that weekend of 4th off,
sure.
and they'll bleed into that next weekend.
But then how does that affect you, Chief,
Two times.
how does that affect you with your personnel? Saturday's a Saturday is a Saturday, overtime. You're running that way anyway.
Yep.
Right now.
Does anybody know which week the plants, the GM Ford Chrysler plants are off?
Yeah. I don't, way back in the day, it was the end of the month, but
Well, they were always off on the 4th of July, but a lot of them have that whole week off. So
Right.
I'm wondering if the 6th wouldn't be a better day.
a Monday,
Yeah, amongst the 6th, because a lot of them will be here on vacation.
but then we still have the issue with the fire department with getting up to go to their other jobs. We don't have the issue with, well, we do, we don't, but we do with the police department because we're shorthanded. Ugh. Can we just do sparklers? So everybody bring their own sparklers on Friday.
Jonathan is very good with hard.
I don't recall her name off the top of my head, but she's Ashley with Sheboygan City.
She gave us 4. I think,
She gave us
didn't she?
4.
So I'd say if you're not in by right now,
You're not going to,
you're
no.
not gonna go
No, and even Great Lakes, there was saying they were turning away.
further. And usually they, that's what right now, that way.
It was a budget issue and scheduling and tariffs and costs, and they've got more people retiring than they have joining.
What about tune time?
Well, we used to sell them off back in the 70s.
I remember that.
55 gallon drums, we can do that again. I remember we still got the single bird shirt that I used back then.
Jane's buzzing in my ear over here, tune time. Aren't they here the weekend before the 4th? Are they, when do they go out?
Third week of June.
The third week of June?
What's that, what's that date?
Third weekend. of
Last
June.
year, they ran in the 4th of July just as a weird thing, and then it was gonna be like another 10 years until that happened, because I was on parks, that's how it happened.
Right.
So let's do
But, so it's always the third weekend, I believe, and you can ask him, but that would be the 20th or 21st.
Which is
And
also
even at that, the
Old-fashioned
next
day.
one would be the 27th, 28th. So I think it was meant to be in June when there wasn't anything going on, that was his,
But
Yeah.
he's already set a date for this coming year.
it's usually the third weekend, but I don't know. That's how it was supposed to be set, but I don't know.
If it's the weekend before the 4th of July, maybe tune time, if you could do it on that Saturday at the end of their event, they might contribute to having big fireworks during their tune time event.
I don't think it's.
And it's the weekend before the 4th of July.
Yeah, I think,
That sounds like 2 weeks before.
I could be wrong, but I remember that's how
Yeah,
it was. And
yeah.
I remember I looked it up on the calendar forward
Yep.
for years to see if they were still gonna pop
Yeah.
up against that week of July 4th, because that was a problem.
Yes, I remember
And it
that
was
as well.
just this last year that they bumped up, but it wasn't gonna be that way.
Yes, I agree.
I guess I'll make the motion to tentatively secure the date with July 5th with Great Lakes Fireworks. Contingency of continuing to explore other companies and other possible dates, and we can bring it back next month.
I'll support that. More discussion, additional discussion? All right, so
So I certainly don't want to miss out on an opportunity and not have any fireworks.
Sparklers.
250th celebration.
Sparklers and cupcakes. Yeah, we'll have fireworks. And, okay, so motion on the table with support to do the fireworks on July 5th, which is Sunday, and continue to investigate other companies and possibly bring it back to the board in February. Any questions? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Unanimously passes. Okay, very good. Parks tractor lease. So we're trying to buy a tractor. Parks is trying to buy a tractor. We're now looking at a lease. It's a 60-month lease, 4.35%. They've made a down payment of $8,000. Oh, typo. A monthly payment of $640.67 with a lease payoff at the end of the 60 months of $101. Tractor will then be owned by Tuscarora Township / Parks. Oh, I didn't.
So getting my paperwork's really jumbled up here.
That's my bad. There are hours listed on this lease. It does not apply because we will own it at the end of the 60 months, and then we can turn around and trade it in the next month if we so chose.
Is this refurbished or new?
New. And it will have a backblade and a, oh, she's gone.
Snowboard.
Thank you.
And we're raising it local.
Yes, we are picking up sales.
Okay. I make a motion that we accept and approve for Parks to lease a new tractor that we'll own at the end of 60 months.
From Kubota Sales.
From Kubota Sales. Yes. And Lance.
I'll second that.
Questions? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Unanimous support. I'm sorry, did you?
I said aye,
Oh,
sorry.
sorry.
Both mics are dying now.
Uh-oh, we gotta wrap this up. Okay. Boy, what'd I do with that? Yeah, mine is too. All right, so we've had some discussion about the FOIA coordinator. Holy cow. Yeah. So our current, yeah, you do it because I can't read that.
All right, so it has Freedom of Information Act excerpts. Oh, where is this one? A public body that is a city village. I'm not sure what you want to make.
Well, the point I'm trying to make is that MCL, oh Lord, Act 442 of 1978 or 76, MCL 15.236 states that the township, city, village, county, or state department shall designate an individual in the public bodies as the public bodies FOIA coordinator. Our policy at some point got changed to read supervisor. My proposal is that if we changed it to individual, it might be a little easier to get the FOIAs completed. So that's my proposal, to change the wording of our policy to read designates an individual to replicate the law, MCL 15.236.
Now, are you proposing that it fall on each department head to where that FOIA request goes, or we're just
Well, that's a good question.
picking a specific coordinator?
Either way. So if we had, right now, an individual, all FOIA requests come into the individual email. If you've been in here, we get hundreds of emails a day. There is a thought afloat that if we had a FOIA coordinator email, where that is the only one that receives, whoever is handling it would have access to that. That's,
We can't hear you.
And that person would forward each FOIA to the correct person.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
I'm getting tired.
Yeah, no,
I like a separate email.
and so can I use you for an example? So for instance, if you said, hey, I'll do that, we could work with Anavon to possibly either have those sent, if you wanted, have them sent to an alternative email that you could access from elsewhere, or you could have a VPN in and access that email.
And then if it's something for the clerk's office, you send it to me. If it's something for Lori's office, you forward it to her. And the same with you.
Sure.
And we already talked to Anavon, and they can set up a separate email account that's just for FOIA.
Oh, okay, good deal. All right. So the motion on the table is to change our policy 6.9, section 1 to read designates an individual as the FOIA coordinator. That's the motion. Yes.
I'll second that.
Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
I,
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Now, do you want to, I don't know where mine went. Do you want to designate yourself, would you like to designate yourself as FOIA coordinator?
Or the email person here,
I'll stop there,
Yeah, okay. I think I have your schedule. Okay, so, we need a motion on that to designate Jonathan.
I'll make that motion.
I'll support that. Put that on your resume.
Um, Oh, thank you. And set up new email. Okay, so all in favor, so we have a motion on the table to designate Jonathan Hutchison, trustee Hutchison as the FOIA coordinator. And all in favor? Aye. Opposed, unanimous, and we'll work on that with Anna and Jonathan. Thank you. Yeah, oh geez.
Poor guys.
I know,
We have
you guys,
coffee.
I'm
You want
sorry, we have
coffee?
coffee. Okay, did you? Oh, I read. Oh, wow. All right, sewer bills, new business, sewer bills, sewer construction. It's straightforward. If you were here for the sewer meeting, Steve went over this. Grand Traverse Construction is finishing up out at the wastewater treatment plant. They've got a punch list of items, and their total request, Grand Traverse Construction's request is $97,192.38 to finish up the housing of blower 3, installation of blower 3, relocation of the sludge tank decant lines, and installation of a 2-inch water line and small hydrants. So the motion is to approve payment of the phase 1, phase 2, and wastewater treatment plant bills, and their, yeah. And a change order. And let me get there, and a change order. So the change order extends the contract out to May 29th of 2026. Motion to approve and pay sewer bills and
I will make that motion.
change order.
To approve the bills and the change orders. As presented in the board pack.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Hey.
Fire contract, thank you. I'm sorry, next year will be better. Next year I will. Remind me.
No problem. Well, we'll make it real quick, yeah. Real quick. Just go over a few numbers here, what happened this year, what took place, how many runs we had. And, for 2025, we had, that's on there, 332 runs this last year. And, normal year for us is about 200 to 220. And, we had quite a few runs during the, I call it the ice age or the ice storm. Give you a little rundown as far as some of the different runs we've had. Just gas leaks, that's usually like a meter at a house, something like that there. We had 17 runs this last year. Fire alarms, which are usually just smoke alarms going off at residents. A lot of people have with their cottages and stuff, they have, fire alarm systems put in there that get dispatched to central dispatch. But anyways, we had 48 of those. Accidents this last year for vehicle accidents, we had 45 accidents. Assist medical, we had 21. And usually what that is we'll help EMS with a lift assist, or they're tied up at another run and we might go check on a patient or whatever. We're not paged for medical. We're fortunate to have our local ambulance right here in town, so it helps out a lot. But a lot of those are, we'll help out on, doing CPR and stuff like that. Structure fires, we had 7 structure fires so far. It's either 7 or 8, I'm not sure. I didn't write that down Brian brought to my attention, but, CO2 and smoke detectors, 15 of those. Brush fires, we had 15 of those. Down power lines, 141 down power lines. Thank you, Mr. Ice Storm.
Yeah.
Water rescues, we had 5 water rescues. That's either ice or sometimes in the summertime with, sailboats and stuff like that. Our average en route time is 3 minutes and 42 seconds. I live about a block and a half from the station, so we're usually en route pretty quickly. On scene, an average of 6.87 minutes. So that's from leaving the station to getting on scene. Sometimes it's 11, 12 minutes if we're way out past Acton, that area and stuff. We pump approximately 800,000 gallons of water. 500,000 of it, that was from McDonald's. It's a lot of water. A normal structure house, when we do a structure fire, let's say an average 3-bedroom home, usually about 20 to 25,000 gallons of water. We'll burn up on that. We completed over 744 man-hours of training. It's getting really difficult to keep your firemen trained and up to speed with what the requirements are. They're constantly, about every 2 weeks, we're training on something, and something goes on where we got to get certified each year now. It's getting very difficult to keep up with the training. We currently have 31 firemen. 3 are currently in school. They should pass hopefully this spring with fire school. Just a few points here of cost. So our self-breathing apparatus, those are the tanks that everybody wears when they go into a fire. You can't be within the fire zone or what we call the red zone without having the SCBA on. And those right now are about $12,000 a piece. Helmets, gloves, turnout gear are $3,400 per fireman. The boots that we wear are $680. So that's times 31 is $16,555 times 31 is $513,205. Unfortunately, that has to be replaced every 10 years. That's what NFPA standards are. So roughly figure about $50,000 a year we have to put aside to make sure that we have enough equipment for the guys in 10 years. The last cost of our last truck was $421,000. We've been told the new one will be about $750,000. Our next line truck, so we just bought this truck 2019, and our next line truck is 26 years old already. Okay, so we're maintaining these trucks. Matter of fact, he started today. He goes through all our trucks, all 11 of them, and they're all MDOT approved. They're all gone through completely. Brakes, everything. Oh, let's see here. 3 years ago, we replaced all those tanks that we wear on our back, and that was $231,000. Some of our annual budget items, truck fuel, we spent around $12,000, a little over $12,000 a year. Insurance is $32,000. Turnout gear, we're usually buying a few sets every year. That's around $15,000. Our truck maintenance, which I said he's just started today, will run us about $40,000 when we're all done. So she's a real expensive company to operate, and for the money that we do get for our contracts. Brian Trombley's our president. Carl Pollard's one of our chairman or one of our trustees. He was captain at one time, and then Dan Mallory, he's also our vice president. These guys help run the department. They're all businessmen, and so they do a real good job on the business end of it.
Nothing like the chief does, though.
Any questions at all or concerns? Or?
I'll say this, I work out of town, so I don't make a lot of the runs. But just like Bob Jordan before Dave, close to almost 100% on runs. So more than 90, less than 100.
92.
92. So think about that.
Yeah.
So when
So 330 runs, I make about 300.
Yeah, so people don't know that Dave does it, you know, so he deserves a round of applause.
Thank you.
Sagging on all that there, and they walk in, they're like, holy moly. He's got a nice station, I mean, it's a, proud of all the equipment we do have, you know, but it's a big opportunity.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. So we incorporated, the coverage period is January 1st, 6th through 12/31 of 26, at a cost of $325,869. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Okay. Ordinance, as we recall, ordinance 12 has to do with the annual meeting. I've been working with Rob on this to get the verbiage correct. So what the motion is to direct the attorney to make the necessary changes to the ordinance so that the board may adopt this ordinance at another meeting. And what we want to do is change the meeting from the last Saturday in the last month of the fiscal year to be held on any day that is not a weekend or a holiday in the last month of the fiscal year. Or board approvals. Okay.
I'll support it.
Any questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. And then once we get that changed, then we can set the date. Okay. Yeah. All right. The other ordinances that we talked about previously, again, these are just boilerplate issues. We talked about ordinance 16, which is to prohibit parallel parking